Iluaje is a very ancient town, even older than most cities in Nigeria. Iluaje is a small town on your way to Oyo State behind Fiditi. Iluaje, town of witches. It is a large community with vast land located between Ilora and Jobele towns in the Afija local government area of Oyo State. Iluaje exists in Nigeria. Back in the days, lots of people used to fear indigenes of Iluaje because it was said that every man in this village is born of a witch and every woman in Iluaje is a witch. So let me take you on a brief history on how Iluaje started. Some set of people migrated from Ifeoye to this town and named it Iluoye just because they came from Ifeoye, but something happened and changed the name of this town forever. Let's take it back to the old Oyo Empire when the Alaafin of Oyo was not considered a king but a god. It was said that the son of this deity was missing. When the son of such entity gets missing, of course, hunters were commissioned to look for the son. Every nook and corner of Oyo was searched. All its shops were visited, herbalists were consulted far and near, magicians were called from Egbado to Ilaje. Even the town crier went all over the town, announcing that whoever finds the prince will be given half of the kingdom, all to no avail. Kabiyesi was sad, Olori was pained, and Oyomesi were not happy. The king household was in a state of confusion, and the whole empire was gloomy. Then one market day by noon, an old started herbalist called Akinyolu landed in the market square, asking for directions to the palace. The market women looked at him with disgust as a result of his dirty and shabby, wrinkled look. He was eventually led to the palace after much ado. Getting to the palace, he was restricted by the protocol to see the king. He was turned back until one of the guards told the others they should seek audience of the king and ask for his consent. Meanwhile, the king and chiefs were in the open courts deliberating on the missing child's issue. Akinyolu entered into the palace courts with his Akwefa. Everybody looked at him with disgust in their eyes, saying how smelly, dirty and uncooked he looked.
Baba, kí lẹ̀ ń fẹ́? Kí lẹ wá ṣe níbí? Sani ẹ fẹ́ rí?
Those are the questions the chiefs were asking him without even waiting for a response from him. Akinyolu quickly prostrated before the king and chiefs, saying,
Kábíyèsí o, kádé pẹ́ lórí, kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀. I am a Babalawo from a remote part of town. I have come to help you with your missing son.
One of the chiefs stood up angrily and he said,
Babalawos as good as the ones from Ile-Ife have failed. Onishegun of high standards have attempted and fumbled. Who do you think you are? Please, get out!
Kabiyesi, seeing how Akinyolu was treated, just wanted him to feel a little better, told him to be very brief with whatever he has to say, thinking Akinyolu was one of those false Babalawos that wanted to use his son's case as a source of income. Akinyolu immediately splashed out Ifa beads on the floor to seek for Ifa's direction. After plenty incantations and the chiefs laughing and nodding their heads as they seek Ifa for solution, Akinyolu finally got an answer and immediately said,
Kábíyèsí, You are not to stress yourself. In 7 days' time, when the sun is directed over the head of man, standing against his own shadow, get 5 chiefs to sit under the shea butter tree at the eastern border of the town. They should be dressed in white and they should continually clap their hands. On the 21st clap, the king's son would have reached them and he would ask for water.
It was clear Akinyolu must be insane. The chiefs concluded in their mind, but one tries everything to find a lost son. The thought of the Babalawos might be crazy, but the king still tried it out. The king did exactly as Akinyolu instructed, even though the chiefs were very reluctant to carry it out, but had no choice because no one dares to disobey the Alaafin of Oyo. Behold, on the 21st clap, the king's son walked up to them, panting and asking for water. When the son was brought to the king and the event was narrated to the Alaafin of Oyo, he was very shocked and happy that he had to ask in Yoruba language.
Irú babaláwo adífáṣẹ bí àjẹ́ wo ni babaláwo yìí?
Which means, what sort of a man makes declaration that comes true like a witch proclamation is this?
Where does he stay?
The king asked. The people answered that he lives by a forest patch at the outskirts of Oyo. The king instantly requested for Akinyolu's and gave him gifts and instructed that 30 slaves join him on his journey back to the forest where he came from. He was later made the Baale of the old forest, now known as the Iluaje of today. For a long time, people will want to describe the area where the Abalis lived as Iluadifashebiaje. Over time, people just started shortening it to Iluaje. They omitted the Adifashe. That was how the town got her name from, and Akinyolu ruled as the first Baale of Iluaje. The name of the town is still called Iluaje till date because of the events, and people are always giving different meaning due to the name. Iluaje is a normal town in Oyo State, and there have not been any story or instances of a witch or wizard seen in the town till date. So we've come to the end of this interesting story. Don't forget to comment, like and share. Bye for now.